Hi guys, welcome to the today's session of design and analysis of algorithms. In this session, we are going to discuss about another application of greedy method, which is nothing but job sequencing with deadlines. In this session, we are discussing about what is the problem statement for this job sequencing with deadlines and how this problem can be solved in brute force approach and how this can be solved using greedy method. And we are going to see an instance solving procedure using greedy method. Coming to the problem statement, what is the input given for this problem? So here you are given n number of jobs. Let us say those n number of jobs are J1, J2, J3, so on, Jn. Here each job Ji is associated with a profit Pi and a deadline Di. So here job J1 is associated. Job J2 is associated with a profit T2 and deadline D2. So in the same way, job N is having a profit Pn and deadline N. So each one is having its own profit and its own deadline. So here, in case of job sequencing problem with deadlines, if you complete any job within its deadline, you can earn its profit. So if you complete any job within its deadline, then you can earn its profit. And here you have to remember one more point, that is only one machine is available to process the jobs, and all the jobs takes same time to complete their processing. So all takes, let us say, all takes 1 unit of time to complete those jobs. That is J1 takes 1 unit of time, J2 takes 1 unit, and J3 takes 1 unit, and so on. Right. So if you complete all these jobs within their deadlines, then you can earn the profit from those jobs. So here the job sequencing with deadlines problem is to find a sequence of jobs which can be completed by their deadline and it should yield a maximum profit. So here we need to select the subset of jobs from the given n jobs which are to be completed by their deadlines to earn the maximum profit. I already said you that to complete a job, one has to process the job on for 1 unit of time, and only one machine is available for processing the jobs. So here the job values can be represented as either 0 or 1. If the job value is 0, means the job is not processed on the machine within its deadline. If the job value is 1, means the job is processed on the machine within its deadline. Right. Now, and here when I select a subset of jobs, the profit earned by the selection of that subset of jobs should be maximum, and all the jobs which are selected should be processed within their deadlines. Right. So we need to find the subset of jobs in such a way. Right. Now here you can see an example. Your problem is given 4 jobs, J1, J2, J3, J4, and the deadlines of 4 jobs are given as 3, 2, 1, 2, and the profits are given as 100, 80, 150, and 90. So let us assume that this is a real-time application, such as taking a Xerox. Right. So one person want to take the Xerox, and he will pay an amount of 100 rupees for that Xerox, for taking that Xerox, and he can wait up to 3 hours. So that is maximum value, maximum deadline we need to consider as the maximum working time. So here maximum deadline is to be considered as the maximum working time. Now here he can wait up to 3 hours. That is maximum time he can wait. Now person 2 want to pay an amount of 80 rupees, but he can wait only for 2 hours. Right. Out of the maximum time, he can wait only for 2 hours. Now here person 3 want to pay an amount of 150, but he can wait up to only 1 hour. Person 4 pays an amount 90 rupees, but he can wait up to 2 hours. Right. So these are the deadlines given. Right. Now here, how these jobs can be selected. So let us take generally how we will select jobs means. So here you have a maximum deadline of 3. So you divided your total time. So the maximum time you have 3. Your total time into 3 slots, 3 equal slots. So first slot, this is first slot, which represents 1 unit of time. This is second slot, which represents another 1 unit of time. And this is third slot, which represents another 1 unit of time. Now, first you need to select the person, the job for which we are getting maximum profit. So this is the job for which we are getting a maximum profit, 150. So that's why we need to select the job which is having a maximum profit. And since its deadline is 1, that is we need to complete this job within this time. That is, he can wait up to 1 hour only. So that's why I need to complete this job within this slot. Right. After that, we are going to take the next highest profited job, which is nothing but J1. He can wait for 3 hours. So that's why in the last slot, we can complete his job. So that's why here we are selecting J1. And the next highest profited job is this one. His deadline is 2. That is, he can wait up to 2 hours. I can complete him either in the first hour or in the second hour. So here also, for this also, he can wait for 3 hours. I can complete him in the second hour as well as third hour. Since he waits for 3 hours, I am completing in the third slot. So if I give second slot for him, I cannot do the work of the person who can wait up to 2 hours only. So that's why I'm giving the maximum value for this. Right. And here I'm assigning the slot 2 for J4, which gives a profit of 90 rupees. Next, we are taking the next job, so which is also having a deadline 2. I cannot perform that job here as well as here, since both the slots are occupied with another high profited jobs. So that's why I cannot perform J2. So I can perform only J1, J3 and J4, and their processing sequence is J3, J4 and J1, and the maximum profit earned is 150 plus 100 plus 90. This is the maximum. There is no slot available to perform J2. Right. Now here you can see. So if you use the brute force technique, so here you can select. I can select a maximum of 3 jobs. So that's why I am first selecting J1, J2, J3. Now it is a feasible solution, and its processing sequence is 330, and profit earned is 330, and its processing sequence is J3, J2, J1. Right. Now if I select J1, J2, J4, now it is also a feasible solution, and we can earn a profit of 270. Right. If I select J1, J3, J4, this is also a feasible solution. Here I can earn a profit of 340. So if I select J2, J3, J4, another alternative. So since maximum I can select 3 jobs, here I am taking 3 combinations. 3 combinations I am taking J2, J3, J4, which is an infeasible solution. Why it becomes infeasible means, here I can do job 3 in the first slot. I can do job 3 in the first slot. And if I select J2, J2 can be done in the second slot. And if I select J4, J4 can be done in the second slot. If I select again J2, the first slot is filled and second slot is filled. So he can wait up to 2 hours only. I need to complete his work in the first slot or in the second slot. But those 2 are filled with high profited jobs. So I cannot do it. So that's why this becomes infeasible. Right. So out of these 3, since this gives maximum profit, this becomes the solution. Now, how can I write the solution means J1 is equal to 1, J2 is equal to 0, J3 is equal to 1 and J4 is equal to 1. So like that I can write the solution for this problem. Right. Now let us see the algorithm. If the number of jobs are increased, we cannot do it manually. So that's why we go for developing an algorithm using greedy method. Now what we are doing in case of greedy method, let us see. So first we need to sort all the jobs according to the profit descending order. So the maximum profited job should be arranged first and the minimum profited job should be arranged at the last. Now we need to take maximum deadline is equal to maximum of all those deadlines, and we need to fix the time slots is to be initialized with an array which contains all 0 values with a maximum deadline size. That is, the time slots array contains 3 elements. Suppose for our example, what the example we have taken earlier, for that maximum deadline is 3. So the time slots is derived for 3 slots. If we have maximum deadline, we can take another 1 more slot. Like that, we can define the time slots array. And the total profit we initialize with 0. Now, we are going to select each job from the jobs list. So for every iteration, we are going to select 1 job. Now, deadline is equal to that job's deadline. What the job we selected here, for that job's deadline, the deadline is equal. While deadline greater than 0, if time slots of deadline minus 1 is equal to 0, then assign that job and total profit is updated and we need to break the process. Otherwise, we need to make deadline value as -1. Again, we are checking whether that slot is filled is not or not. Now, here what we are doing is we are taking a job and we are considering its deadline. If its deadline is greater than, while deadline greater than 0, we are checking if whether that slot is vacant or not. Whether this slot is vacant or not, we are checking. If this slot is vacant, then we are assigning the job to that slot. Then we are breaking the process. Since the job is already assigned. If this slot is not vacant, in that case, we are decrementing the deadline. Again, we are checking for previous slot. Suppose if 3 slots are there, first if we are checking this slot, if this slot is empty, we assign the job for this slot, what the job we selected first. If this slot is not vacant, I can perform that job either in this slot or in this slot. Since he can wait up to 3 hours. If we complete his work within 1 hour, he can go. If his maximum deadline is 1 hour, I cannot perform his job in the 3rd slot, since he cannot wait up to that. Here, he can wait up to this. If we can complete his job by here or by here, or by here, he can complete. Right. So that's why in the previous slot, we can fill. So finally, we return after the completion of all jobs, we can return total profit. So this is the algorithm for solving this job sequencing with deadlines problem. Now we are going to solve a problem using this algorithm. So here, these are the deadlines that what we have. These are the jobs we given. And first we need to sort all the jobs according to the decreasing order of their profits. Now after sorting the jobs, we get this order, right? So after that, we need to implement the model. So first we have taken maximum deadline as 3 and we allotted time slots to 0, 0, 0. So initially all time slots are becomes 0 and we have maximum time slots, 3 time slots, and we initialize total profit with 0. So first we selected the first job, J3. Now let us see. Here J3 is the first job in the sorted list. So first we selected J3. So for J3 deadline is equal to 1. Now while 1 greater than 0. So here condition is true. That's why time slots of whether that deadline -1. So here your algorithm contains a value. Deadline -1 we need to take. So that's why here we are taking 1 - 1. Here deadline is 1. 1 - 1 means 0. Time slots of 0 is vacant or not. We are checking. So since it is 0, the condition is true. We are assigning J3 to the time slots of 0 and total profit is updated with its profit and we break the process. And we go for next job, selection of next job. In the order, next job is J1 and its deadline is 3. Here 3 is greater than 0. This condition is also true. Now we are checking whether that slot is vacant or not. Now this slot is vacant. Since the condition is true, the slot is vacant. We are assigning this job to the slot 2 and we are updating the total profit and we break the process. Next, we go for selecting the job. Next job. And here deadline is 2. 2 is greater than 0. Now here also 2. So time slots of 1 is assigned to J4. Now total profit is updated. Now we are selecting J2. Its deadline is 2. Now the time slots of 0 is equal to, now here it becomes false. Now in this case, again, we need to check the time slot deadline. We need to decrement the deadline. The deadline value becomes 1. Again, now 1 minus 1, 0 means we will check time slots of 0. That also becomes false. So we cannot place J2. So since already 3 slots are occupied with 3 jobs. Now the result can be represented as, from J1 to J4, the values are 1, 0, 1, 1. That is, J1 is considered, J2 is not considered, J3 and J4 are considered. And the jobs selected are J1, J3, J4, and maximum profit is 340. And in which order we are processing those jobs is J3, J4, J1. Like that, we need to find the solution for any problem. So I hope that you all understood how the job sequencing problem is solved using this greedy method. So try to solve another one more problem by using this algorithm. Thank you for listening. Thank you.